work ethic's the hardest thing to find, and his work ethic was second to none. I mean, you know, if Kobe Bryant was the hardest worker in the history of the NBA, he's the hardest working player that I've ever coached. He put in more time in the gym. I told him he couldn't dribble with his left hand, and he had to become a combo guard to play in the NBA. And I was in Vegas recruiting, and it's like the 10 o'clock game. You might have been there.
I was.
And I got a video from him. He's going through the cones down in the practice gym with his left hand, with George, the manager, and he's yelling, I got a left hand, coach. He's yelling at me on the video, you know. What are you talking about? I got a left hand. It was 1 a.m. It's, you know, on a Friday or Saturday night. So, you know, he's the only player I know was in the gym at 1 a.m. in July on a Friday or Saturday night working on his left hand. So
you're coaching these kids now. How difficult would it be to take someone like Sean and say, "Hey, I need you to sit here, because we got this dude Lance."
Well,
and then you're going to be a stud.
Well, first of all, you know, if a guy's getting paid, why not get paid for 5 years instead of 4, right? What's wrong with redshirting nowadays? You know, the reason that I had asked him to redshirt, I was concerned. I knew in practice how hard he worked and that he could be a really good player. And obviously, he was in the days of program building in his era. You had to have players, returning players, especially in our program, and the way it had gone on here for so many years. You had to get older. So I didn't want him to transfer. So when we had the meeting, I said, look, I don't want you to not play, get mad, and transfer. You know, I want you to stay. So that's why I want you to redshirt. He was so competitive that if he didn't play at all his freshman year, I was worried he would leave. So I said, you're going to be the captain of the team someday. So fortunately, he bought into it.
You once famously said he could score 10 points rolling out of bed.
Yeah,
Did you undersell him?
Yeah, probably a little bit, you know. I don't know where he stands at the White Plains. He's probably, you know, he's maybe their all-time leading scorer. I'm not sure, but yeah, he's scored everywhere he's ever been. Even when they gave him his chances in the NBA, he scored there as well.
Some debate about the number. I think
there is no.
Look,
there's no debate. There's no debate. I mean, you know, first of all, I would say, you know. The tradition here probably should be celebrated more. There's not enough numbers up there. Like if you were to ask me, it would be Sean Kilpatrick, then Gary Clark not long behind him, in my opinion. From, you know, when you're the only guy that ever scored 2,000 points at a school, except for the great Oscar Robertson, how is your number not in the rafters? So hopefully it'll just be a matter of time. You know, and committees and all those sort of things. I don't even know who's on those things anymore, but I know that, in my opinion, he's a, you know, in the baseball they get first ballot Hall of Famers. He's a first ballot, have your number retired guy. When you score 2,000, you help your team to 4 NCAA tournaments, and you graduate, and you do it with class, the way he did it, you know, his whole time here. So hopefully that'll happen.
Did you know as soon as he was announced that you were going to be here no matter what?
Well, he texted me. You know, we're extremely close, as you know. So he hit me up. He had been hitting me up. He's doing some coaching now. He's running his drills by me. So he hit me right away. And then I didn't want to add, you know, he didn't know when it was. So then I got a hold of Karen and Mark in development. And fortunately, you don't visit as many guys as you used to until the spring with the transfer portal. So we didn't have, and we don't start school, and practice doesn't start officially till next week, so, or this coming week. So very, very happy I was able to get here.
On nights like these, days like these, getting to look back at these kind of memories with your old players, kind of the most gratifying thing.
Oh, yeah. Coach? Yeah, look, for all of us, I think anybody that's ever coached would tell you, to see your guys make it in life is way more satisfying than any win. That's the most important win. But he was an easy one. You know, Sean, there was no doubt that Sean was going to be a great person, have a great life. He's just, you know, attitude and effort carry you a long way in life. You know, if you got great work ethic, great attitude, it's hard to fail. And even if you do, when you have that great attitude and great effort, you're going to get up and succeed. So, and he did that throughout his pro career.
Were you a big Marty Gilliard guy in his time?
I mean, I remember. I mean, Marty was time. He played with Brian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
D'Antonio.
So
D'Antonio
he was
recruited
Mark
him.
Then Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the resurgence. That was the resurgence when we started winning big in football, which was, growing up here was kind of a first for me. It was exciting. Great receiver.
Coach, walk us through what that initial conversation was with Sean once you found out that he was going into the Hall of Fame.
Well, certain people, take things differently. You could probably tell from here, it means a lot to him. I'm kind of indifferent to things like that. I'm older. I just want to have good health, and have your kids do well. But he was really excited. Like it's really means a lot to him. So I was worried he was gonna be like, "Damn, you didn't, you ain't coming," because I didn't say anything to him. I wanted to surprise him. So in the back and forth, I was like, it's gonna be great for you," and he's like, "Oh, thanks." So I had to play it off, but it tells you how much he cares about the University of Cincinnati and how much he put into his time here. He put a lot of effort into his time here.
Thanks, Coach.
You gotta go.